from the center line over that you don't pay for long, you can take it and then you purchase whatever it is beyond that. So once this is done, then is that center line moved and does that happen again?
Like the right of way. You know,
I mean,
30
do
foot
we
or
keep
whatever.
losing our right of way every time you do something different here on this corner? Say that again,
You're
please.
still owned to the center line of the right of way, the way your current deed reads.
So the center line isn't gonna change?
Well, it'll be the center of the roundabout now.
It's
Same thing.
technically it's the center of the right of way. It's got nothing to do with where the pavement is. It's the center of the right of way. The right of way is where it's at, and that's where your
And
property description goes to.
will that never change?
No. Yes, sir.
What's your guesstimated price and time schedule?
Estimated cost is in the ballpark about $2 million. But again, with the current conditions, there's still some uncertainties in that. Again, with the schedule, our goal is to have this constructed in construction season of 2022. But again, realistically, there could be a few items and loose ends that run over into early 2023.
So I had a question.
Yes.
You know, I think a pretty big part of my property, Gildade's Automotive, but you were saying a lot of this is easemented area that you know. Am I allowed to put any parking on that easement at all?
I don't know, it'd actually be a question for planning and zoning.
Yeah, it's kind of, you'd have to reach out to John Booth at Planning and Zoning.
The easement itself wouldn't restrict that. It would be a zoning issue.
So possibly I could extend my parking.
I'm not gonna say yes or no, but the easement would not preclude that.
So we
Right now,
compensated for not,
I'm waiting for it, but now it looks like I'm not going to have any future expansion at all for just my parking. You know, I mean, we're planning on putting the building over there, but 6 years ago they said don't do it because we're coming through. But which I would have at this point.
Again, that's part of, that's going to be taken into consideration in the appraisal.
so this easement all these years, do we get compensated regularly or at any, I mean, since we can't use our own property?
That's a part of the appraisal process where they'll, take into the fact of the damages.
Part of the acquisition. So.
Just a practical question, during the construction, where will the construction equipment be kept? Where will the construction workers park their cars when they arrive on the job site?
That's a very good question. We're still ironing out some details with the phasing and maintenance of traffic. That's one detail we still have yet to iron out. We're gonna see if we have room after we route the bypass approach to Shady Lane. See if we can, we're gonna see if there's any area available on the vacant parcel on the southeast for staging area. But we're still looking at that. A lot of equipment too will be parked within the work area itself. So whichever phase they're on, say if they're building this phase, say the northeast quadrant, and the equipment, a lot of it, the excavator and paving equipment would be parked there, since that area would be closed off, and vice versa, whichever phase they're on, a lot of the equipment will still be parked within the roadway area that's being constructed. But you're right, Dave.
The contractor will have to work with inside the right-of-way or easements that we purchased from the job. He may contact property owners to find a layout yard where he can park equipment, put materials, but everything needs to stay within the limits that we purchased for the project.
A lot of times on road jobs like this, that option is often left open to the contractor to contact whoever he wants to see if there is somebody he wanted to lease from to park equipment or park his workers' vehicles. Sometimes we'll leave that open-ended as well. But we are looking at that to see what's feasible, and just make sure I know with parking issues for everybody there that businesses don't get filled up with the construction traffic. Try to keep that out of the way of the flow of the existing business parking lots.
You mentioned temporary road closures earlier. Will there be a point in time when we will lose the entrance exit point from the parking lot onto Shady Lane?
There could be some short periods of time. Foxtrot, you'll still be able to come out on Foxtrot at all times. That area still will be open. You'll still have access in there, but there will be some intermittent closures, especially when west part's constructed and then grades are transitioned down, this area will be torn up a little bit. There will be some disruption in the plaza parking lot where that area for a period of time will be closed off, but you'll still have access off the Foxtrot lane. And the north access too. We'll make sure that at least those two are kept open at any one time.
Okay. My concern is primarily for Rumpke getting in and out 6 days a week, which we need to get the dumpsters empty, and the semi-trucks that come in for delivery. I don't know if they can navigate that Foxtrot ramp. I've been told that some of them, refuse to come up that ramp.
We can, that's something we'll look at as we're still finalizing the maintenance of traffic details. We are gonna have some temporary pavement in this area. What we'll do, we'll look at putting some kind of temporary access, make sure the grades will still work. We can still look at that during phasing and make sure like the garbage truck and large trucks can still get in and out of there. That'll be the same for all the businesses too. On the east approach, we'll still make sure trucks can still get in and out during construction and that there's still access maintained. In fact, that's one of the conditions that'll be wrote into the contract, where the contractor has to maintain access for deliveries, vehicles, emergency vehicles. Access will still have to be maintained. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna call them pizza slices because dinner time, that are marked here in white. Is that just paint on concrete, or is that, or paint on pavement, or is that raised, or other?
Yeah, right up here. That's a very good question, and that's actually my fault for not having this shown more clearly for our folks who do the graphics. Yeah, that area is asphalt. That's really painted white lines. That area is just basically like a painted area between two yellow lines, like when a double yellow line widens out to create a striped median. That's all that is. So that is not a barrier. The barriers are only the splitter islands themselves. So that is just paint. That's just paint on asphalt right here.
Okay. And then just off that picture, both to the south and east of that picture, the bank owns the driveway that circles behind the building that I operate.
Oh, yes, okay.
Is there any thought or plan on restricting traffic there? It's a driveway on a road that has the potential to become a road?
No, we're not going to restrict traffic there. We will have some pavement transitions, so when they are repaving, adjusting the pavement grades, there'll be some minor disruptions for likely a few hours at a time when they mill and pave in that area, but that's where we're really tying back into existing elevations. That driveway access will be maintained.
Actually, I'm asking almost the opposite direction. Concern of a whole bunch of people trying to use it as a road.
Oh, I see, cutting through the bank and cutting through here. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
My name locations don't look like very well, so I don't know if they get that far.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, we can, by keeping the access to the businesses open, we can, we can, at least, I guess the best we can do, maybe put the word out to encourage people to avoid that the best we can. And, yeah, I don't know, from a maintenance and traffic standpoint, to keep everybody open, I don't know if we can physically prevent that, at least from the construction work zone standpoint. I do understand your concern, and yeah, that can give you a lot of traffic coming in through there, people walking in and out of the buildings. That can certainly be a concern, and I do see that.
Roger?
Yeah.
I'd like to explain it. The state is putting in the majority of the funding for this. If it was just to improve the intersection without the roundabout, the state would have never, it's earmarked for the state money, and it's got to be used for a roundabout. So the majority of the money is coming from ODOT to the state. So just want to understand, we need the intersection improved. Maybe some people don't like the roundabout, but we've seen enough history of it, and the state has approved with the condition that it's going to be a roundabout. If we just went in and put turn lanes in, we wouldn't get state money.
That's true. And, state, and then there's some federal funding baskets, not on this project, but on many roundabout projects that will specify roundabout for the safety improvement, the mobility improvement. There's even grants out there, federal grants called CMAQ grants, which have to do with reducing air pollution from congestion and delay times, because they're proven to reduce air pollution from reducing delays, and federal funds are often used throughout the country on roundabout projects. Like Mr. Beck said, it takes some getting used to. I really had never driven around one until I lived in central Indiana, and they were all over the place, and I had to get used to navigating them, and then learned them, and then ended up working on a few of them. So another question.